really hope that you enjoyed that sequence and that you had a laugh from it, because we are definitely gonna have a laugh from it when we're shooting it. We are planning to shoot another B-roll sequence here with Sony A7SIII, and Oscar, as you all know and love, as the epic gardener.
Yes.
And the premise today is to use almost only natural light. We have 2 power tubes with us that we're gonna use. I'm gonna show you all of the good stuff soon, but yeah, let's get to it. I think you're gonna choose between these or the hamburgers.
The burger ones.
Look at this. Huh? These are really Oscar-looking boots.
That's my kind of boots.
Hello!
Svinhalt.
Do you feel as cool as you did with poker B-roll?
Almost. Especially with the socks.
Let's see how the rest of the outfit looks. We're gonna try to remove the Stanley logo from the leather belt so that it looks a little bit more discreet when Oscar is wearing it. Starting to look like a real gardener.
So this is what we call the mystic mist.
When it comes to the props, I actually went out and bought a whole lot of props and tried to find all the different tools that I could possibly think of as a gardener would use for any kind of shots that we got in the video. And I also bought this one so that we should get this like real water gun feeling and that it felt intense when Oscar was using it. Tomato plant, everything else that you might come in handy. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, then you know that props are incredibly important to build a mood and a feeling into a video, because if you don't have the right props, it's gonna be very hard to sell the concept to your audience when they're watching your sequence. So the location that we're shooting at today is actually my dad's summer cabin that is looking like an old 70s, nice vibe. And we're gonna try to utilize the different angles here that we can find, such as the first opening shot that you saw, pushing in towards the door when Oscar's sitting there. It's gonna be a perfect framing. And since we have these blinds here in the window, we are also having a little bit of diffused light, and it gives us this nice, interesting look to the entire scene. So if I back up, you can see that this frame looks very good. For this entire sequence, we are going to use the 24mm and the 85mm lens. And the reason that I want to use those is because I think that they complement each other very well, especially because you can get these really wide shots with a blurred out background when you're using 24mm, and then you can go up to the 85mm and also get this like super tight feeling of the details that is going on in the sequence that we're shooting. The majority of the time I try to stick somewhere around 1.4 to 2.8, because if I go above that, it doesn't look that good, especially for these kind of B-roll sequences. But when you're shooting, if you're having trouble of getting the subject in focus, then try to shoot at somewhere about f4 and above. Whatever you do when you're going to shoot like this, do not forget your tripod. That is why you have all the low shots in this video. be able to get the shots with the blue light, we used a Nanlite Pavotube holder, and this is something that I can highly recommend because being able to have your Nanlights placed in this, so good and allows for so much creativity when you're out shooting. And of course I was using my good old trustworthy Nanlite Pavotube 30C that I have in my studio as well. And honestly, I can't say it enough how good these tubes are to have. You can use them in any kind of scenario and they always provide you with some really, really good light, super accurate. Same thing goes for when I'm in the studio because I always revert back to using these in my background. With that said, I also want to thank Nanlite for sponsoring this video. They are by far the best lights that I've ever used in my entire career as a filmmaker and videographer. Highly recommend check them out. I'm gonna drop a link down below to these tubes and all the different lights that I'm using. And don't forget to follow them on Instagram and all that good stuff as well. Oskar. Pang.
Pang.
Good job.
You too.
I really hope that you enjoyed that sequence and that you had a laugh from it, because we are definitely gonna have a laugh from it when we're shooting it.